Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for today's video. It is going to be my second update for my Rolling Project 10 pan for the year of 2022. Spoiler, I don't have any products that I will be rolling out today, but I am so close to my goal on a few of these products. Well, one for sure. Many of the other products, I feel like I chose really difficult products to start this project with, and I'm getting a little bit nervous even though we're only just through February and we still have 10 more months left in the year. I wanted to empty out or pan 22 products in this project alone in 2022, and I'm beginning to get a little bit worried that I chose too many products to work on that are on the more difficult side to pan. So we're gonna get into all of that. I did change my background. This may not be the first video you're seeing with this background, but I moved my desk out of my bedroom into like my living area space, and it does make it a lot easier for me to film with my desk in my background. I just have more space in front of me and it's easier for me to set things up. So I think this is gonna be the new background. I hope that you guys do not mind, but if you are interested in seeing my progress on the 10 products that I've been working on in this project, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project panning content or to just chit chat about makeup, I would love if you'd consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's get into the update. All right guys, if you like project panning content, I will leave all of my other projects linked down below, so you'll have tons of panning content to binge watch. For this project, I really tried to focus on a product from like each category or each step that I would do in my makeup routine. So I have like a primer, a foundation, etc, etc. So I'm really going to try and go in the order that I would do my makeup, and I feel like that'll work well for me. So usually I actually do my eyeshadow first. So I'm gonna start out with my eye primer. Last year was my first year panning an eye primer, and I worked all year on the Urban Decay primer potion. So I was skeptical, but also very curious to see how quickly or slowly another eyeshadow primer formula would take me. So I rolled in the Kat Von D Shake Primer. When I rolled this in, I had about half of the product left. This is where we're at last update. We didn't have the best progress, and then this is where we are at today. Obviously, I have made more progress between this update and the last update versus like last update's progress was clearly less. So when I rolled this in, this was weighing 19 grams. This weighed 19 grams last update, and it is weighing 18 grams today. I'll post the weights over here, but very exciting to see a change in weight. And I feel like if I continue at this progress or speed, I probably have about 3 more months left. So potentially at the end of May, I would be rolling this out, which would be exciting. I actually really do enjoy this eyeshadow primer. I think it's really nice and tacky, and I like the way that it sets my makeup. But I did purchase the Smashbox eyeshadow primer at the beginning of this year, so I have another eyeshadow primer on deck for when I finish that. Then my primer. I have been working on the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Hyaluronic Hydrating Primer. If you guys have been subscribed to me for any length of time, you guys know I love the First Aid Beauty primers. So I really wanted to focus on many of these products are products that I won't necessarily repurchase when I finish them. This is one that is a favorite in my collection and likely something I would repurchase when I finish. I always think it's interesting to panning products in general. It's interesting to see how you feel about a product when you start panning it versus like when you get to the end of using that product super consistently. So I'll be really interested when I finish this. Will it still be a favorite? Will I still want it as badly as I think I do in my head? But this has been amazing. It's super dry here. I live in Minnesota. It's very cold. We always have forced heat or forced air of some kind, and my skin generally is very dry, and now it's very, very dry. So this has come in handy. I use this so frequently. I did do my makeup. I wanted to note I did do my makeup 22 times throughout the month of February. So in case you're kind of interested how many times I did do my makeup, I didn't necessarily track each usage for each product, but it kind of gives you a baseline for how frequently I did my makeup to even potentially get use out of these products. But when we rolled this in, I was about halfway through the product. I was right about here, although this one's a little bit more difficult to kind of see where you're at, and I think there may have been an air bubble. Last update I was right here, and here, or this update I am right about here. I feel like I thought I would have had more visible progress on this, and the reason being is this weighed 52 grams when I rolled it in. Last update it weighed 50 grams, and now it's weighing 43 grams, but I feel like the progress looks like it was about the same. So I'm a little bit confused about that, but I still have just under half of this to go. I feel like this will take me probably 3 more months as well. I have been layering this. Like a lot of times I'll do my skincare routine, and then when I start, but like before I go in with my eyeshadow to start doing my eyeshadow, because again, I do my eyeshadow first most days, I'll put this on just to add some extra hydration to my skin, and then oftentimes I'll add a pore filling primer to my forehead and T-zone. So I do usually get use out of 2 primers each time that I do my makeup, but that is where we're at with the First Aid Beauty Primer. Next up, moving on to foundation, I decided to roll in my Pat McGrath Sublime Foundation, and when I pulled this in, I was about halfway through this as well. This is where we're at last update. And then this is where we are at now. When I rolled this in, this was weighing 148 grams. Last update, it weighed 147 grams, and today it weighs 146 grams. So we've seen pretty consistently a gram of product usage each month. For some reason, I feel like I used this more this past month than I did the previous month, but I guess maybe not. This is not my favorite foundation, and I rolled this in because I really don't want to have this expire or go bad on me and not get my total usage out of this, just because this was such an expensive foundation. But unfortunately, it wasn't a favorite foundation of mine, and I will just be happy to work that out of my collection. For my concealer, I rolled in the Hourglass Vanish Concealer. This was another one. When I rolled it in, I had about half of the product left, and then you can see the dash markings for each month. This weighed 32 grams when I rolled it in, 32 grams last update, and weighs 31 grams today. So I have seen another gram or some weight change progress, which is super exciting for me. This is one that's a little bit hard to mark, because if I let this settle, like I'll see a line of demarcation, but then obviously every time I go in and use it, I kind of like lose that line. I don't feel like I'm ready to take the stopper out on this, but I feel like if I continue to consistently reach for this, this is another product I think like 3 months time, I feel like I'm going to be rolling a lot of these products out. But until then, I'm a little bit worried I'm not going to have super exciting progress to share on many of these items. Next up, we have my powder, and I have been working on the Kosas Cloud Set powder in the shade Feathery. So this is a product that I have like gone back and forth on whether or not I like this one, and the reason I decided to roll this in is because I wanted to consistently use this and see how I felt about it after consistent use. And I will say I do really enjoy this powder, but I don't think I love it enough to be so excited about it that I want to repurchase it when I finish it. Maybe I'll change my mind on that. I do really like using this for setting underneath the eyes. I think it's really beautiful and nice and blurring. And I do use it to set all over my face as well. It's a fine powder. It's good, but it's not something that I feel like does something so special for me that I'm going to want to go and repurchase it. I also get such bad hard pan, which is just so frustrating and annoying, that I feel like when I finish this, which my goal is to finish this one in this project, when I finish this, I'll just kind of be done with it. I will pop pictures up over here. I do feel like, I haven't compared my pictures yet, but I do feel like I will notice, I have been reaching for this quite a bit, and I do feel like there will be some visible progress in terms of the pictures. And then in terms of weight change, this weighed 75 grams when I rolled it in, 75 grams last update, and weighs 74 grams today. So I'm really excited to see some weight change in this. This is another one, I feel like this one could be more than 3 months time. Unfortunately, I chose a long haul powder product, but I do sometimes feel like unless I put powders like this in projects, I don't get so committed to a powder that I finish it up. So that was kind of my reasoning for choosing that. For my bronzer, this is the product that I'm so close to pan. I thought I might hit pan today, and to be honest with you, I'll probably end up hitting pan tomorrow and be so annoyed. But I decided to go with the bronzer out of the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow, and I just have the mini. Let me see if I can, I also took a video, which I can insert the footage over here, so hopefully you guys can kind of see. I have a very, very, very significant dip going in this. Even like feeling this, I'm like, yep, it's such a good dip. I thought I was gonna hit pan today. I swear I'll just be so excited to hit pan. I am very confident and very, very hopeful, and yet confident that I will have a pan in this next update. My goal is to hit pan on 4 bronzers this year in this project, and then circle back and hopefully finish one of the bronzers that have pan on it. I'm getting a little bit nervous about that. But if I do hit pan on this, I will immediately switch over to my Milani bronzer, which is the next one that I plan to roll in. So I'll get a bit of a head start there, but hopefully I'll have a pan to share with you guys next update for that. That weighed 58 grams when I rolled this in, 58 grams last update, and weighs 57 grams today. So we are seeing some weight change there as well. For my blush, this is like the most discouraging thing ever, which blush normally is, but I thought if I throw in my favorite blush of all time, maybe it'll feel a little bit more encouraging. So I rolled in the Buxom blush in the shade Seychelles. And I will say, like, the one difficult thing about this blush, aside from it just being a blush and blush being difficult to pan, is the fact that I feel like this is really firmly pressed. So I'm just like, it's like barely any product gets used each time I put this on my face. The one good thing about this blush is I feel like I can layer this and mix this with really any blush, and I love the way that it layers and mixes. I do have this layered over what blush am I wearing today? One of the Patrick Ta She's So LA, the powder part of that duo. I have this on over top of that. Here it is swatched right here. This is one of my absolute favorite blushes of all time, but this weighed 38 grams when I rolled this in, weighs 38 grams today, weighed 38 grams obviously last update, and pretty much has weighed 38 grams, I believe, since I rolled this into my Rolling Project 10 pan in July of last year. I don't know if I'm gonna hit pan on this year. For my highlight, I decided to roll in this little Becca Opal, and I was using this as an inner corner highlight on my eyes. I've made barely any progress on this, although I will say this weighed 12 grams when I rolled this in, 12 grams last update, and weighs 11 grams today. So that's really exciting. I swear my picture from last, like, I swear I had a bigger dip in this, and then I feel like I swatched it and the dip went away. So I feel like I'm not even close to hitting pan on this. This is not one I love as like a face highlight, so I really just am reserving this for an inner corner. My goal is just to hit pan on this, not to finish it up. I will say I wasn't very consistent with using this as an inner corner highlight, so maybe with a little more effort I could do it, but it could be a little bit on this as well, I fear. And then my two final products are both lip products, one being a lip liner. This is from Vive Cosmetics, and I'll post a picture over here of the change in measurement, which I saw really good change in measurement on this. I was reaching for this a ton last month. This weighed 4 grams when I rolled this in, 4 grams last update, but weighs 3 grams today, so there was weight change on this as well. And for me, lip liner is not a product that I naturally reach for, so that's why I'm trying to include more lip liner in more projects. I love this shade. I actually have this lined on my lips and kind of filled my lips in with this today, and then topped it with the Bite Beauty French Press Lip Gloss in Flat White, and that is my lip combination. It's a really beautiful nude shade, and it's just like basically like my perfect, right up my alley. Like, this is what I love in a nude. This is one that's really comfortable if you wear it all over the lips too, so I've gotten some good use out of it that way. My goal, I can't remember if my goal was to finish this or just to try and like use half of this, but I think I'm gonna try and use this up because my goal is to finish products this year, empty things out. 22 products we got to finish up by the end of the year, so my goal will be to finish that up, but that is something I feel like will take me until close to the end of 2022. And then the final product is this NARS Power Matte Lip Pigment in the shade American Woman. I was hoping to have this done by this update, but this is one that I felt like I kind of forgot about. I was really good about using this in the month of January, and then I really was not great about remembering to reach for it in February. There it is swatched right there. It is a really dry, really matte formula when it sets down, but it's a very thin formula as well, so it's not super uncomfortable. And because it is a mini, I thought I could go through it pretty quickly. I do really love the shade. It dries down even a little bit deeper than this and not so rosy pink. Now, I did see some weight change in this. This weighed 18 grams last update, 18 grams when I rolled it in, and weighs 17 grams today, so I'm super excited that there was some weight change here. This is something I don't know if I will take the stopper out, because if you guys missed last update, some of this had like leaked out of the packaging and it's getting a little bit messy. I feel like it could be an absolute disaster if I take the stopper out, but I still anticipate this will probably, if I'm being honest with myself and know my makeup usage, probably will still take me at least 2 months to finish this up. After that, that is going to conclude today's video. Those are the 10 products that I'm currently working on my Rolling Project 10 pan. Fingers crossed. fingers freaking crossed, next month I will have at least a pan in that bronzer, so I will have a rollout to share with you guys. But aside from that, there's nothing really that I want to like roll out to replace. There's nothing I want to replace. I want to stick with the products I have. Hopefully 3 months time, 2-3 months time, many of these products will maybe be rolling out at the same time, and then I'll choose easier products to work on. But that is today's update. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you are currently working on panning any products, let me know in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. Other than that, thank you so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting my channel as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.